I'm at the beta level, and today I'll be presenting with my colleague, or we'll be showcasing to you guys. This will be presenting this event on getting started with Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing application produced by Microsoft for probably hosting web applications and other services. And so Clifford will be the one taking you guys through this, and he will be coming soon to show, probably will introduce us, all of us, because I myself am a novice to this particular application and how it can be useful as in our daily lives, most especially as we try to walk into the world of AI, the world of applications, the world of building services, and the world of trying to solve problems. All right. I think Clifford can take over.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Uh, yeah, yeah. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can get you.
You can hear me, right? So let me try to show my face a little bit. Right. So I'm kind of I want to show my face a little bit. I'm facing challenge with my camera. I don't know, but you see, so uh, basically, let me try to put this off. Okay. Mm, I'm coming. Okay. So yeah, I think my camera is having some challenge. Yeah, so basically, I just want to show my face a little bit. If in case you see me somewhere, this is me here. This is Clifford. So maybe you may see me somewhere in the roadside, right? So you can always talk to me. I'm happy to have you guys on board. We are here to learn together. Yeah. So thank you for joining. We have we are going to make this event very short and very concise. So if you are here, thank you for joining us. You you are going to be you are going to be blessed, right? So we are going to bless you with Microsoft Azure. So let me start by sharing my screen and let me share the entire screen from here to so that okay. So if you can see my screen, then let me know. Can you guys see my screen, right? Can you see my screen? Mm. So let me know if you can see my screen. Yeah. So that we can go ahead and then start. Mm. So let me put this one here so that we can. Okay, okay. So yeah. So you guys can see. Okay, so someone is saying that they can see. Okay. Okay. So it's good to have you guys on board. Let me start by introduce myself here. Uh, so basically today we are going to talk about Microsoft Azure. So how to get started with Microsoft Azure. And basically Microsoft Azure for under cloud computing. So let me introduce myself. My name is Isaiah Clifford Opoku. I am Microsoft student ambassador, and right now I'm in the beta section. I'm also a software engineer and a technical writer. So I most of the time you see me writing about .NET and then TypeScript and all those stuff. So you can check me out on LinkedIn or even Facebook or something like that. I'm not active though on Facebook, but you can check me on LinkedIn. So most of the time I write for Free Code Camp. So those of us who are learning about web development and all that, we know about Free Code Camp. So I do have some kind of a lot of blog on free code camp platform that you can basically go and check it out. Yeah. So that is a little about me. Let's get started. So today we are going to, the agenda is very simple for us here. We are just going to talk about the business of cloud computing, because we cannot talk about Agile without talking about cloud computing. And then we are going to learn about the real life usage. So when we talk of cloud computing, what are some of the areas in our life where we normally use cloud computing, or where we normally use Agile? Then we are going to talk about the cloud service model, and then we are going to talk about Agile, and then we are going to create a virtual machine on Agile platform, because we cannot even talk about Agile without even going to the Agile portal or going to the Agile interface and do something over there. So basically, we are going to talk about Agile and then create a virtual machine. Yeah. So when we talk of cloud computing, basically it's very simple. This world right now is everything is moving to the cloud. Um, so you may have services, or let's say you have a company like a hospital, and then the hospital run their own IT infrastructures, and we call that one on premises, on or on prem. So they are managing everything. They have IT guys, they pay them, they normally go and buy everything by themselves. And if they move to the cloud, what we are saying is that they are, taking everything that they have, and then someone is going to take care of them for. Let's say you have a service, right? So in this time around, when you are going to the cloud, you are going to rent a server over there. So cloud computing is basically we trying to, we a service cloud service provider trying to deliver a service for us, and then that service is storage, database, networking, and all those things that we can normally use for our IT company, or wherever we are using IT. So it's a delivery of computing service, right? So that is cloud computing. So when we talk of cloud computing, it means that someone is delivering a service to us. So yeah, in a simple term, that is yeah. Okay. So let's try and see the usage, right? So let's see. The first thing is that we can file storage, right? So we can use the cloud to store all our files. So if a company, and then you have sensitive files, so let's say a hospital, and they have some of the patient whatever information in there, and sometimes they need to store that information. So when you go to hospital, sometimes you go somewhere, they will enter your details, and then all your information will pop up. That information is being stored somewhere. So you have your picture, they have everything in there. So all these things are fast that they can store on the cloud. And then they can also do data backup, right? So they can store data, software testing, social media, online shopping. So most of the e-commerce that normally nowadays you see, everything is, the cloud is taking care of that. So they have, either AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure taking care of that. And education. So let's say you, as a university student, if your school can store all your data in the cloud, you are at safe hands. So that anytime the university get banned or something happen in the university, you people will have access to all the data. So basically the cloud, someone is taking care of it for you. And then this video, we are just, this event, we are just focusing the basis, because we do have data centers, right? So we have data centers where Microsoft has all the service in there to store whatever you want to store. So let's move forward. And one advantage, is or some of advantage of cloud. So when you are using cloud, there is advantage, because higher availability. And higher availability means that most of your services are going to be available for you 24/7, because Microsoft is taking care of that, and they have to make sure that whatever they are doing, they are giving you the service 24/7, right? And then we can talk of scalability. So you can scale. So in the cloud, we can say that you can always scale up, you can always scale down, you can always scale in, you can always scale out. You see how the thing is. So yeah, so what's happening? Can you guys still see my screen? So yeah, can you guys still see my screen or something? Let me know if you can see my screen. Yeah, okay. You can see. So you can scale out and then you can also scale in, right? So anytime that you have a business, whenever the business is growing, you can then go ahead and try to add more, stuff. So let's say we have a virtual machines, which initial plan was to use two virtual machines. But when we started the business, everything was growing. So we can then go ahead and then we can scale it up, right? And then we try to add more stuff to that. So you don't need to, worry yourself. If you are doing it on premise, you are going to buy stuff. So if your company grows, what you need to do is that you need to go and buy external hardwares. But on the cloud, you can scale it out very easy. And then you can see that with this disaster recovery. So Microsoft, what they do is that they have data centers, right? So they have data centers. They have something we call the region pair. So if we have a data center in Kumasi, right, and then we have another center, data center maybe in Accra, what they normally do is that they can normally pair them. So the data we have in Kumasi can be also be in Accra. So when something happens in Kumasi, we still have the data in Accra, right? So even when you are configuring these virtual machines, you can do that. You can do it yourself, but under the hood, Microsoft normally also do that for you based on the service you choose, right? So there's a lot of advantages that you can use. And then let's talk about the cloud model. So the cloud is when we talk of cloud, we also have models, right? And so the cloud model, service model, we have infrastructure as a service. The infrastructure as a service is normally what we normally use as a software engineers, right? So you go to the service, the cloud provider, Microsoft Azure, and then what you are going to do is that you're basically going to buy what do they call it? Virtual machine, or you rent a virtual machine. You do all the configuration yourself. So when we talk of infrastructure as a service, you are taking care of that. You are doing the configuration, you are doing the updating, you are making sure the system is running, because they will give you the system or they will give you the service, and you have to make sure it's running. So that is infrastructure as a service. And then platform as a service, basically they are giving you functions. So Microsoft Azure, we call something the app service. So if you want to host your app on app services, under the Microsoft has done a lot of things for you. You just have to focus on your development. You do a lot of few stuff, and then they will take care of the deployment and everything. The CLI, everything will be taken care of. So you don't need to worry about that. So they are giving you the platform as a service. And then when we talk of the software as a service, SaaS is something that nowadays is making wave. I think most companies are using it. So when you are using something like email, right? So you can use email. You see, it's a platform that you are using for your services, right? So that one, they are taking care of that. The cloud provider is taking care of everything. So what you need to take care of is your data and everything. The rest, they have to take care of that for you. That is the platform as a service. And then we also have the service model. This one, as I said, we have the on-premise, we have the infrastructure, we have platform. So these are the things that you are going to take care of. And this is, we call something share responsibility in the cloud. So share responsibility means that since you are moving your stuff into the cloud, Microsoft is going to take care of some, and you are also going to take care of something, right? When it comes to the security wide. So on premises, you see, you are taking care of everything. And then when we talk of infrastructure, you see, you are taking care of your data, application, runtime, operating system, and all of that. So um, that is it. And then what is the cloud service model? So when we talk of public, private, on premises, right? So we have three clouds, deployment model. We have public. So the public, we can talk of AWS, Google Cloud, or Microsoft Azure, which are the public cloud, right? Deployment model or a public model. So when you choose Microsoft Azure, it means that it's a public. It's available to the public. Everybody can go and use it. And then we have private. So private here we can use the on premises. So let's say we have Confanochi Teaching Hospital. They have a lot of things in there, right? It's private. Nobody knows about that. So they have your servers and everything. So it's a private cloud, model that they are using. And then we have something we call the hybrid one. It means that it's a combination between the public cloud and the private cloud. So you can host, let's say we are working on a project, and then we want to host some of the data in the private cloud, which we have on our on premises. In other way, we can see what we have in our environment, and then we can also decide then to go ahead and store some of the data on the cloud. So we are using two. We have some on our on premises, which is private. Then we have the others in the cloud. Right? So in that situation, we are using what do they call the hybrid? And then we have a lot of service cloud providers. So we have AWS, we have Microsoft Azure, we have Google Cloud, we have Alibaba, we have a lot of them that we are not even aware of, but they are all there. So the three most popular one, I think, we have AWS, we have Microsoft Azure, and then we have the Google Cloud. So you can pick up any of them. But in this case, we are going to pick what do they call it? We are picking Microsoft Azure, right? So Microsoft Azure is our target. Yeah. So let's go ahead and okay. So Microsoft Azure. So basically now we are in here. So when we say Microsoft Azure, what we are trying to say is that it's a service, cloud provider, right? Which normally hosted by Microsoft. Microsoft is taking care of that. So when we say AWS, Amazon is taking care of that. We have Google Cloud, which is managed by Google. So Microsoft Azure is managed by Microsoft, and they have a lot of services that you can use. So it's a cloud service provider that you can use to run your business or whatever you want to do with the cloud. And Agile offer a lot of things. So all the advantage of a cloud computing, Agile can give it to you. So when it comes to security wise, when it comes to the hybrid, when it comes to flexibility, so Agile has a lot of things that you can basically start with. And one thing is that starting with Agile is very easy. You can sign up for Agile, and then you are going to get $200 as a newcomer, or as a someone who has just registered for the platform, and then you can use the $200 to do whatever you want to do with that. And some of the services too, some of the popular services are going to be free for you for the first 12 months. Right? Yeah. So you can check Microsoft Azure out. There is a lot of resources that you can also use to try to learn Azure. As I said earlier on, the cloud computing is the future, right? The cloud computing is the future. So you have to make sure you are playing around with that, and you need to choose Microsoft Azure. So there is so many ways, or options that we can use to access Microsoft Azure. So one of them is that we can go to Microsoft Azure portal, which is the web interface. We can also use CLI, so we can basically configure everything, and then we use the CLI to play around Microsoft Azure. We can also use something we call the cloud share, which I'm going to show you. We have a lot of ways, but this event, or at this point, we are going to use the Microsoft the portal, which is the web interface, so that it will be easy for everybody to navigate, right? The CLI come with command and everything. So sometimes if you don't know, so this is the interface. So when we open Microsoft Azure, this is the interface we are going to see. So it's very nice and it's user friendly, like Windows. You should always Microsoft make things easy for us to use. So the interface is very easy. It's not that complicated when you look at it. So right now you see we have app services, we have virtual machines and all that. And so that is it. And then we have the Agile marketplace. So sometimes when we are working on your project, there will be a time that maybe you need a certain services and all that. You can just go to the Agile marketplace and then buy those stuff. Yeah. So some of the virtual machines that you may need for a certain, functionality or for a certain purpose, they have it on the marketplace, so you can go there and buy it from someone, or you can always configure your own. You can also use this as a business. You can do some stuff and sell it on the Agile marketplace, which is very nice. So we have a lot of services, right? So cloud computing, basically, when you're using cloud computing, what you normally do is that you use services. So you use services. So based on what you want to do, we decide or we determine the kind of service that you should go for. So we have networking. So you can configure a network security group on Microsoft Azure and then connect it to your on-premises. There is a lot you can do with networking. And we have storage. As I said, we have something we call the storage account where you can store all your files and everything. So Azure also offer us a storage. But basically, we normally group them into this, but there is a lot, right? So when we pick compute, there is a lot of things for under that. When we pick storage, there is a lot of things that we can normally even talk about, right? Yeah. So we have databases. So when you say Microsoft, when we come to databases, they're very good. They have the Microsoft Server SQL. So they have everything in there. You can even configure non-SQL databases in there. So you can do all these things. And Azure can also help you for the web. Can host your web application, both backend, front end, and then your domain, DNS, and all that. And one thing that make Azure unique is that the Internet of Things, right? So there is a lot of services in Microsoft Azure that you can use to connect to some of the devices that you are building. When it comes to Internet of Things and the big data, right? So we also now, the AI is making wave. So we Microsoft Azure, there is also a lot of AI services in there that you can use to make your life easier. There is even Microsoft Azure AI Studio, which you can use to also create your own AI models and play with AI and all that. Yeah. So DevOps, right? So Microsoft, the Agile have something we call the Agile DevOps. So those of us who are building a backend application, when you build an API, sometimes you want to host it, and as a backend developer, you want to configure your CLI, your CD and CLI pipelines to make things easier for you. So Agile DevOps is going to take care of that one for you, right? So there is a lot of service in the Agile DevOps that you can use, and most of the big companies use Agile DevOps to manage all their DevOps infrastructure. So at this point, we are going to try our hands on Microsoft Azure. We are going to create a virtual machine, and then we are going to connect to the virtual machine, right? So let me try to stop sharing, and then let me share the screen again to see how I can share the whole entire screen let me share the screen. No, is this screen? Okay. I think you guys can see the screen. Okay. So let me put this one off. Okay, good. So at this point, I'm going to show you how you can basically go to the let me create my browser down like this. I have a lot of things in here. Okay, so one thing is that in Azure we can basically go online. We
Hello.
first have to, yes. Can you see my screen?
Hello.
Yeah. Can you see my screen or can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can get you. We can get you.
Yeah. So I think someone wanted to ask a question or someone was saying hello, right? So I hope you guys can see my screen, right? My screen is clear, right? So let me zoom in that. Okay, good. Yeah. So this is I'm trying to log in with this email, which is this one, right? Let's see. Okay. So I hope you guys can see. If you can see, let me know. If you can see, okay. If you can see the Agile portal, right? So this is the Agile portal. So you see, it's very, very, very easy. So this is very easy. You can always go ahead and then you see. So these are the services. So when we talk of services here, based on what you want to do, we determine the kind of service you are going to use here, right? So we do have database, we have function, app services, as I mentioned that.
Clifford, we can't see like that particular screen, the one where your Azure screen. Right now, what I'm seeing is
You are
your
seeing
your
me.
Teams meeting. I'm seeing your
Oh,
Teams
oh,
meeting screen.
yeah. Sorry. Okay, okay, okay. Can you see this one right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see this one right now. Okay, so this is the agile. Okay, so let me try to launch it again. So it's very easy. One thing you need to do is that when you come here, you can see that agile, right? So when you search for agile here, you click on that, and then you need to have a subscription, right? So you can use your normal email to create an account, which is going to be your subscription. So in here, right, this is the agile portal, So don't mind me because I'm getting the free credits here. So this is the portal. Here we have a lot of things in there that you can use. You see, we have co-pilots and everything in here for you to that you can also use it. So you can still use co-pilot here. So these are the services. When you click here, you see we have a lot of services here that you can normally take advantage. So based on what you want to do, we determine the kind of service. So we can click on the all services. So when we click all services here, I did not click all services, you see that Agile has a lot of services, right? So there is a lot of services based on what you want to do. So it's, as I mentioned, you see when we pick Agile DevOps, you see we have 22 services for DevOps. Right? So if you are doing DevOps, if you are doing database, and then if you are doing something like compute, so you see we also have 37. And day in day out, they are trying to always the AI machine learning. Even we have Agile Open AI. You see, we have all these things that these are the services. So based on what you want to do, we decide what you are going. So in this, we are going to create a virtual machine. So we just go here. You see that we have virtual machines. And then when we say a virtual machine, it's a kind of a virtual system that tries to mimic our normal local computer or something like that, right? So we are going to create a virtual machine. So let's say virtual machine. Let's go ahead and see. Create a virtual machine. I'll click on that. Okay. So we are going to create a virtual machine here. And when you want to create a virtual machine, this is the interface that you are going to get. So the first thing that you need to do is that you need to create a resource group. So in Agile, we call something resource group. And what resource group does is that maybe on your local machine, you may have folders. Inside the folder, you have files in, and then like you can have a movie folder, and then inside the movie folder, you may have a lot of movies that you are interested in. So in Agile, we say resource group. What we are trying to do is that you are creating something like a folder, right? In that scenario, and then you put all the resources. So everything in here, we can call it a service or resource. So you put all the resources in. So if you are working on, let's say I'm working on a certain project, everything that I'm going to do on Azure, which is going to be related to that project, I can put them into a resource group, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and try to bring this right now here. Let's try something. Let's see our app or something like that. It doesn't matter. We just have to create something. So now we have our resource group being created, right? So I think it's created already. I hit OK. Okay. My network is messing up. Automatically, we're supposed to get supposed to select automatically. I don't know what is happening here. So let me try to put my camera off. Maybe my network will be, will run fast for us. This is Ghana for you. Most of our network is not good. Yeah. So, it's taking the whole 2 years to load. Sorry for that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so now we need to create a resource group. So let's go ahead and create a resource group. So our app, very easy. and then we have our resource group created. It's not creating you, Charlie. What's up? Because it's supposed to show up here. Our network is not helping actually. Let me see. So I can even go here and create it here. I can create the resource group here. So our app. So this is a resource group that we are trying to create. It means that we are going to put everything. And one thing is that whatever you create in Agile, sometimes Agile will seek will validate it. So it go through the input and see that whatever you have put in there is valid. So we are trying to create the resource group so that we can use, and then we have created a resource group. So now let's go to the resource group. We can go back to the virtual machine. So now virtual machine, we want to create a virtual machine. So when we get there, we select that resource group. So now let's select the resource group like this. Okay. So the virtual machine name, the name that I want to give it to the virtual machine is that I want to call it Clifford. Yeah, so the virtual machine name, you give it a name. The region itself, we have to leave one as a default. So in Agile, we have regions, right? We have the availability zone. Let's try to make everything default. And then one thing is that virtual machine, as we already know, someone will say that Linux, right? Yes, you can also create a Linux virtual machine here. So you see that we have Ubuntu, we have all these ones here that you can select from. So in our case, we want to select Windows, right? Because we like Windows, so that it will be easier for everybody. And all these things supposed to be a default. So the next thing that we want to do is that here we don't need to do anything. We just make it default. One thing that we need to do is that when you have a Windows, you normally have a username. So let me change this virtual machine name, and then let's see that my VM, right? So my VM. So this is the virtual machine name that we have. And then I'm going to put my name in here. But one thing that we need to notice is that when you want to connect to something on the internet, there is a lot of way you can do that. You see, we have HTTP, we have HTTPS, we have SSH, we have the RDP. And then the RDP is the Windows one. So anytime you want to connect to Windows stuff, you always use the RDP, right? The HTTP is also, I mean, we all know that about the hypertext and those stuff. And the SSH, this one is for Linux. So if you want to use Linux, so if I choose the image as Linux, then I'm going to use the SSH, right? So in this case, we are using Windows. So let's go and then try to give it a name. The username will be Clifford. And whilst you are typing, Microsoft will validate it for you. So the password, I'm going to say Clifford. Okay. Still the password, you have to, you're going to check a lot of validations. Let's see if this one work. Password must follow. So let's say, okay. Okay. I have this. Okay, now got it. Let's go ahead and try that one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it means that now I'm free to go. But one thing is that when you are creating a virtual machine, you can do a lot of configuration with that. You see, we have this, we have networking, we have management, we have monitoring, we have advanced tags and all that. But we in our point, let's go through one of them. So you see, we have this. So you can do your own your customer configuration based on what you want to do. Yeah. So yeah, my network is quite bad. Yeah. So you can do your own configuration based on okay. The screen is in this. Okay. So I hope you guys can see now, right? Someone is saying, yeah. So let's go ahead and go for networking. So you can also do your own networking configuration, right? So if you are working for a company or your company wants to go to the cloud, sometimes there is supposed to be a security something, right? So you can configure your network to match that, and it means that who I'm supposed to have access to the virtual machine and all that. So my network is not good. I'll switch it, right? So now These are the basic stuff, and what we are trying to this is the network. So you can create your own subnet, your public IP and all that, but we want it to be a default, so we just go ahead and do. So at this point you can go through all of them and then you do your own customer configuration and all that, but we don't want that. So let's try to go ahead and do review and create and see if everything pass, right? If the validation pass, then Microsoft is saying that it failed, right? Something required here we did not provide. So let's check that one out. The virtual machine learning system, use your own customer image, right? So let's go and then let's start Windows 10, right? And try to okay. Let's see if a pass. It's trying to fail again because of what? Okay, I have to check this line C stuff. Okay. So when everything pass, you'll be able to create it. You see, so now validation pass. So if you feel so now they are telling us how much we are going to pay. The cloud is not free, so basically you are going to pay something. So they are you have all the review here. So it means that the virtual machine that we are going to create, this is what we are going to pay an hour. So, but if you have your free the $200, don't worry, you can use it. So let me go and see that create. So we are creating our virtual machine. In this case, it will take some few minutes to do that. So it's trying to initialize that for us. So you can also, we call something the Azure virtual desktop. You can create your own desktop, and then you have a whole computer, online that you can use anytime you want. Yeah, your company can also use it. So this virtual machine is also cool. You can create your virtual machine, you put everything in there, and in the cloud, we call something that it means that you can provision something and deprovision something. It means that you can start and later on you stop it. Yeah. So if you don't like it, you can just delete it or something. Or if you don't want to use it, you can stop it. Anytime that you want to use it, that is where you're going to start it, because Microsoft is going to charge you based on your usage, right? So the cloud go with pay as you go. So and it is normally based on how much you are running the system based on the service, right? So if you are using a virtual machine, it means that you are going to pay for the usage. So when you leave in there and it's running some of the things that you have put in there, they are going to charge you. So you can stop it. When you come back, then you continue and all that. Yeah. So it's taking a few minutes to create. Yeah. So now we can go to our virtual machine. So let's go to resource. So we have created our virtual machine, and now this is our virtual machine, and automatically you see the virtual machine is running. So you see we have start, we have connect, we have stop, right? We can restart the virtual machine like our normal computer. We can stop, the virtual machine too. So in this case, we want to connect. So when you say connect, we can then say that let's hit the connect. So when the connect come, we want to connect it to the RDP, right? So we want to connect through the RDP. So we see that download the RDP file. Okay, I'm going to tell my system to keep it. So let me run this. Basically, let me bring this here. Okay, so this is the file. I'm going to click on that. This is what is going to connect to the virtual machine. I forgot the password. So here it will ask you to enter the password when you were creating those stuff. See, I created a password. So let's go ahead and see something like this. Okay, let's see if I remember my password. I still remember the password. Let's see if it works. Okay, so if the password is okay, you get this. Yes, we want to connect. Okay. So it's trying to connect. I want to bring it here so that we all can see. Right. So you see, I'm getting Windows 11. So the image was Windows 11, right? So within a few minutes, we are getting a computer on the cloud, right? So we can use it for anything that we want, right? So because we are opening it for the first time, it should take a few minutes. It's going to run. So this is the Windows 11 virtual machine, and we are going to have a Windows interface. I think sometimes when we talk of virtual machine, people think that it's only Linux, right? But with Azure, you can choose the Windows virtual machine for you to not to stress yourself, because Linux, you need to use all the sudo or the command and everything. So since you have been using Windows, if you need another environment, that can speed up, because you already have the Windows skills already, or you are familiar with Windows. Yeah, so it's taking a few minutes. It's going to open, and then based on my network, that is why it's not coming. The Vodafone people are messing me up. Yes, but it's going to open so that we have Windows 11 interface, right? Okay. 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 So let's say we don't want this. We accept this. Let's accept this. Windows 7 basically want to connect, which we don't want. Right. Yeah. So you see, this is how the Windows 7, when you open it for the first time, this is how it normally look like. Sorry for that. My network is not helping me. Right. This one use network. So it's taking long. So basically, we are going to have an interface like your normal laptop, that you can basically use everything in there. You can download stuff, put it in there. Later on, when you come back, you log in, and then you do all this stuff, or this thing. It's not helping. It's not helping. The network is not helping. Yeah. So basically, it's run virtually. So you need to have a good network to run this stuff, because you are running the whole system, and you need to have a good network. My network is not helping. Let me see if I can switch it up to MTN right now, because the Vodafone is not helping us. We don't want that. Okay, we want good network. So let me buy Vodafone MTN right now, and let's use that. So let me switch. Sorry guys. So now they have changed the Vodafone to Telecel or something like that. Something went wrong. So yeah, something went wrong because the network is not good. So let me buy for myself here. Yeah, so basically always you need to have a good network when you are doing these things. I think it's going to be very helpful for you to run things because you are running it virtually. Right. So basically I'm going to switch to MTN right now so that we can run this thing. Yeah. So yeah, my MTN is ready here. And if you have a question, please you can post it on the chat. When I'm done, then we can address that. If you also need the resources and then you want to learn the Agile too, we can also pick it from there. Okay, so we got next device. We need to accept this thing. I should have choose Windows 10. What is this? Okay, let me change the network as we agreed to this. Okay. Okay. So basically, let me go ahead.
Clifford, are you still with us? Can you get me?
Yeah. So let me cancel it and try to connect it again. Sorry guys, my network, I have to switch it up. So Let's connect it again. Let's check it up. Right. Sorry. So I think this time around we can go fast because MTN is very fast as you compare to the Vodafone, right? Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and do this and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are trying to connect. Let's see. Okay, we get this interface again. Let's go ahead and check it up. Let's see. So we still have this interface. It's trying to. So you see, this time around, because we have the network, we are in just like that, right? Yeah. So now this is the virtual machine that we created, and you see that we have Windows 11. So yeah, you can do whatever you want to do here, and then you see everything is running here. This is the Agile virtual machine running Windows 11, and we can go to, so you don't need to stress yourself with Linux, you know. And then you see the location that we choose. So this thing is running on the Washington, right? Okay, good. And then you can always change the location. So you see, we already have these files available for us, the storage. And then as I said earlier on, you can change the storage. So you can scale it up. I mean, to add more storage to it based on what you are doing. So if this default is not what you want, you can go ahead and then add more. So here we have everything here. This is temporal. You can add a lot of things. You can go here. I can open my browser here. It's going to show up, have this browser. And then I can still search for Microsoft Azure. So I can even log in on Microsoft Azure from here. So you see, this is a virtual machine that I'm using, but it feels like um, a normal PC, right? It's like a normal local machine, but this is a virtual machine. So it's kind of easy. You can even choose Windows 10, Windows. I mean, all the supported Windows are there. You can also choose or what do they call it, Linux, and then you try to SSH to that, right? So you see within this so we are using now, everything is connected, right? So this virtual machine that we are running here, right? So this my VM that we are running here on Agile is the one that we have. So this one here, is the one that we have running here. So this is it, right? We have this, and then you see it's very easy to get your hands on. So you just have to first create your account, you get your subscription, and then you create your virtual machine. So if I want to store some stuff here that I don't want anybody to get access to, or I don't want to lose it, I can do all the configuration. I can add my email here, and then I'll put everything in here. So anytime that I want to get access to this, and then it means that I'll come back to it and then have, access to it and use it, right? So this is how you create your virtual machine. You first have to go to the Microsoft Azure portal, and then you create your resource group, and then you configure, and then you create your virtual machine, and you have access to that. So we can play with the virtual machine like however we want it. So you see, you can log in with your email, but in this case, I don't want to do that because, yeah. So at this point, if you have a question, you can drop that one on the chat, or you can raise your hand, and then we try to address that, to make this thing. Yeah. So I'll at this point, I think we are cool for the agenda, right? So I'll leave it to my guy to continue. Okay, someone is also.
All right. So, okay, for people are dropping messages. I mean, messages, their questions, so you can address them. I think so.
Yeah. It's very. So someone was asking that was asking what is the benefit virtual machine as you compare to the normal. Yes. So you see, when we talk of the cloud, what we are trying to do is that Microsoft is taking care of everything for you. So the normal system that you can have, let's say I want to buy a gaming machine, it's very expensive, but on the cloud, I can configure a virtual machine or a virtual desktop to see that. right? So this one, you can add more images, you can add more RAMs, you can do everything. So on your normal machine, one thing is that if you have something in there and then your laptop spoil or something happens to the laptop, probably you are going to lose all your data, right? So if you don't have that one even stored in the cloud, like Google OneDrive, you are going to lose all of them. But when you have the virtual machine in here, basically we use the virtual machine for running applications, right? And another thing is that you can also use it for your personal stuff. So I can create a virtual machine where maybe I'll put all my PDF from maybe level 100 to level 400 in there. So in that process, if something happens to my laptop, level 100, I have a virtual machine running on Azure. What I need is my password. Anytime I can log in. And one advantage is that you can start it, you can stop it, right? So I can go ahead and stop this virtual machine if I want. So here you see we have stop, restart. So when you hit stop, it means that this virtual machine is running. So it's not running at the cost. So it's there. Anytime you want to use it, you come back and then you try to, let me put my camera on, and then you try to use it. You see how the thing is? Yeah. So if you have something you want to put in the cloud, or you are starting the business, you want to run your servers and everything, this one we can install a lot of servers in here if we want. Okay, if we want, right? But one advantage is that when you put something on the cloud, it's not going to get lost. Is the other thing? It's 27. I can make this virtual machine running 24/7, right? Yeah. So there is a lot of advantage based on what you want to use it for, and everything suit, right? So you can use it for running your web APIs. You can use it for your personal stuff. I mean, you can. There is one thing that people normally come to me. I don't want to show. The people change their VPN, right? So people change their VPN to do stuff outside the country, which is not ethical, right? But when you're using virtual machine right now, if I open this virtual machine, right, and I open my browser, we all know that the internet always identify you with your IP address. And then in here, you see we have an IP address running at the top, right? So, oh, I don't know whether you guys see. I'm going to then go ahead and then click something like this. And I'm going to say that my location. So we want to check where this thing is working. You see that it's work. I mean, we have this virtual machine running all the way from the state, right? So my location, let's go. So it means that if my IP address is running from the state, then I can do a lot of things in there, right? So let's see. We have this running straight up Virginia, right? So this is running right now. This virtual machine is running on Virginia. So it means that if someone wants to identify us, they may think that we are from Virginia. So that is one thing, is that you can also use it. So if you are running a business on Virginia, you can have this virtual machine configured to get access to it. Another question someone is that I have a Windows machine and I'm unable to install VM bust due to the issue of virtualization. And this method, can I use the method to create a virtual? Yes, you can use it to create a Linux virtual machine. It's very easy. When you go back to, let's go back to this, right? You see that when I was creating it, so I can go to virtual machine that we call something image, right? So you decide the kind of image that you want to use. So if I want to, I click create again here. I want to go to where they are saying that we should create a virtual machine, right? You can choose a Linux image. Yeah. So in here, you see, when I was creating, I decided to choose Windows because it's the interface is easy for everybody to get it and all that. So, oh, this is a virtual so let's create a virtual machine. Okay, this is a virtual machine. So virtual machine, I can see that create a virtual machine. And then in here, there is image in here. So if you can see, you see we have Ubuntu, we have Red Hat, we have all the things. I mean, we have a lot of images, but you see the Ubuntu is the most popular one. So you can create Ubuntu virtual machine and then use the SSH format to connect it, and you can use it for whatever you want to use it for, right? Yeah. So someone also asking that is there any limitation using virtual machine? It depends on what you want to do. The limitation will be like what you want to do. Virtual machine is basically we most of the time use it for maybe running your web service, as I mentioned. Maybe it depends on what you want to do, and we cannot call it a limitation because people are using it and it's working for them. But maybe based on what you want to do, it may be a limitation, or it may not be the perfect thing for you to use. Right? Yeah. So that's why I said when you open your Microsoft Azure portal, there is a lot of services, but based on what you want to do, it's so if I want to create a virtual machine, it means that I want to run something virtually, right? I want to put something in there. But if I want to run a function, right, serverless, there is another thing I have to use. Yeah. So it depends on what you want to do. And someone is that, please, I'm sorry about missing the entire. So where can I access the content of Microsoft? Yeah. So basically, we are going to put the recording of this. I think if you want to, let me know. Do you want to start learning Agile or something? Can I create a multiple virtual machine? Yes, you can create as many as you want, right? No. So virtual machine. Okay. Let me go to another question. Yes. You mean when I stop it, it won't lose the file? Yes, it won't lose the file, right? Nothing will lose. You just keep it there. You just stop it. It's like you putting your laptop, I mean, on sleep or something, or you putting your laptop, you switching off your laptop. Whenever you switch it on again, you have everything in there. So that's how the virtual machine works, right? So now I have the virtual machine running. If I let's see, I don't know the time. We can go ahead and then try to download image, right? Maybe we can go and download image, right? And then put it in there. So let's see, I want to download something. It's not that you are not going to lose anything. Everything you put in there, as much as you are not deleting the virtual machine, everything is in there. So you can come, you see, .NET. So I'm a .NET enthusiast, so I love .NET. Okay, so I can go and see that I want to download this .NET image. Whilst I'm asking another question, we are solving this. Let me try to download image here, and then it's going to be here, right? So when I come back, I'm still have it. So this is the virtual machine we are using. So this is the virtual machine. We can put it into download, right? And this is the virtual machine. So we have downloaded the image in here. So if I go here right now, you see we have our image running. Okay, so now we have .NET image. We can even copy it from here, cut it from here, and then we're going to paste it here. We can create a new folder here. And let's see, we can see that image, right? Or let me put it like I or something like that, simple as ABC. And then I'm going to paste the image here. Oh, the image did not copy. Oh, Charlie. So let's copy the image and then paste it here, right? And at this point, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop the virtual machine. Okay, good. So now let me bring the Agile portal, right? So when I go to my virtual machine right now, so virtual machines, you see that I have a virtual machine running. So I have this VM running. I can stop it, right? So let's stop this virtual machine. Boom. So Microsoft is trying to stop that, right? It will take some time, but it's going to stop. It's going to stop. So when it stops, it means that we won't be able to access what we have in here, like this one, right? So you see now, it's telling us that everything is shutting down, right? So now the virtual machine is shut down. So now the question that you asked, right? Let's try to start it again, right? Okay. So when everything is stopped, you see that the start button will be highlighted so that you can start it. You see how the thing is. Yeah. So it will take sometimes few seconds, right? So I'll come back to that. And someone will say that we're working on a virtual machine affect your look. No. It will affect anything, right? So when we say cloud computing, it's online delivery of, we are delivering computer service through the internet. So you only have access to, when you have access to internet, right? You can always, and then it's not, when I have a virtual machine, I have my Agile account. I can run it on any laptop that I'll get, even phone, right? So when you log in there, you just go to the virtual machine, you make it running. So I can have a low, budget laptop and create a high budget laptop where a virtual machine on Azure and use my low budget to run it. So now you see that our virtual machine is now, we we can start it again. So let's try to start it. Right, I'm trying to start it so that when we go there, you see that the image is there, right? And then someone will ask you, can I create a multiple virtual multiple? Yes, you can create as many you want, right? You can create as many you want. And then someone was there that with your answer, does it mean that it will require me to enable virtual? Yes. So if you are not able to use the virtual box on your locals, it means that maybe you need to enable your virtualization on your BIOS, or you can use the Microsoft, I think the Hyper-V or something like that. Yeah. So, and then some of the common challenges. One thing is that one advantage of Agile is that um, it's very easy to use, right? So it's very easy to use because the interface is kind of similar, or it's familiar. I mean, like Windows stuff, right? So you see that everything look like Windows. So you are not going to face challenge. I don't know what challenge you are trying to refer here. You want to learn Agile, okay? So we will take it from there. Yeah, so there is a lot of resources. I'm going to show you where you can get started. Someone will say, is there any way to get a cloud for free? Yes, right. So when you sign up for Agile, you're going to get $200, right, as a start, right? So when you're going to use the $200 to start, and then you then can go ahead and then play around with more the services, right? And as I said, the most popular services are going to be free for you. So let's try to connect to our virtual machine again. So now we downloaded an image in there. So someone asked that if we have something in there, it means that when we stop it, we still have it there. Yes, we still have it there. So let's go ahead and then trying to bring my password. I still remember my password. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I have this. Let's try to see that. Remember me. If the password is correct, it means that the password. Okay, let me go. It means that the password. Okay. I still remember the one. Yeah. Okay. Now the password is okay. Like, yeah, I remember. Let's go. Let's go. So we are trying to connect to our virtual machine again. Let's start around. Let me bring it back here. Okay. It's trying to give us a welcome. So you see, you can change the profile. Like, you can do it like what you normally do on Windows, right? So you see, is that Clifford? You are welcome. So when you switch up your machine, you see, you normally get this interface like you're welcome and all that. Yeah, the network is also messing up again. All right. So the network again. Yeah. So we do have the virtual machine now. You see, right? You can use it as your personal. It's like, you see, if you like your personal computer or something like that, right? So you stop it because when you run it, as much as it's running, Microsoft will bill you, like they will charge you, right? So you can put your stuff here. When you are done, you just stop it. When you need it, you come back and run it. A few minutes, you use it for whatever you want to do, and then you your Delta one come back. So you see, we do have our image. So we don't have our image, right? So I created a folder, right? Was the image where? Okay, let's go. Yes, I think on the recently I saw the images. So where? There was a folder I created. I created a folder here, right? Okay, go back to. Oh, where did I create the folder? I created a folder and I put everything in there. Oh, okay. So you see, I put a thing into the template storage. You see, the storage are two. We have template. What do they call it? The temporal one, and it means that it's gonna refresh, right? So I should have put it on this one, the Windows one, right? So this is just a small stuff that it will give us, but this is the main storage, right? Oh, I made a mistake, right? So I should have put it there. So anytime we reset our machine, but that one reset, right? So to show you that, I think we have enough time, but let me see. You see, even the browser keep everything. We can restore our browser. So when you are creating it, if you want to save something, you can then configure your storage, right? Don't put it on the temporary one. What I did. Put it here, right? If you like, in a normal Windows, you can partition them and do all this stuff, like. So everything feel like Windows. You can go to properties and do all the partitions so that you have stable what do they call it? Drive or something like that. So you see, we are using 120 gigabyte, right? That is what we are using. So this is temporarily what do they call it? It's temporary one. So don't use it. That's why we don't have the image here. I should have put it here. And there is another question in here. Someone raised their hands
Sorry,
here.
yeah, someone is raising their hand.
Yeah. You can go ahead and then ask your question. What is the name itself is what?
I think it's Mauli. Mauli, please. You
Maule,
can unmute.
Maule, something like that. Yeah. Oh, it was just a mistake, right? Yeah, probably it could have been a mistake, right? So someone wanted to ask for how they can get started with Agile, right? So it's very easy, right? So what you need to do is that you can go to Microsoft Learn, or after this event, you can see some of us. So you see that Agile, Microsoft Learn. So Microsoft has something they call Microsoft Learn, right? Okay, let's see. It's Microsoft Learn, or is it Microsoft? I've spelled it right. Or yes, let's see. Yeah, you can get a learning path, right? So you see, this is an Azure, right? So you can try it for free, and all these are learning path. So this is why Microsoft normally call it learning path. So it means that when you choose this learning path, they are going to teach you everything about Azure here. So you see anything related to Azure. So Maule, you can go ahead. You are showing your face already. Yeah, so why Martin is going to RDP? You should have. Okay, here I'm on level 11. Okay, so in here you can let me put this link even on the chat, right? Based on what, so I can start this learning path, right? So when I click on it, you see that start this learning path, creating a cloud native app with Azure, and you can also, we have something. Microsoft has certifications, right? So the first one that you need, if you want to, I mean, you call it AZ900, right? AZ900. So this is a certification. So this is a certified, Agile fundamentals. So this is a certification that you can get from Microsoft, right? So is in 900, which is Agile fundamentals. You can. So these are the things that you're going to teach you, right? So in this one, they will have a learning path, right? I think I've already done the learning path, so it won't show, right? So they will give you a learning path that you're going to take. See, so these are the learning paths. You see, I've completed all of them. So they will give you all this learning path, and then you choose. I mean, you use that one to learn. So when I pick one model, you see, they are teaching me cloud computing. So in cloud computing, they have everything in there. And at the end of the day, they have something. If you want a free voucher, right, to write your exams, you see some of us, they have something called Microsoft Virtual Day, right? It's an event that they are going to teach you Agile fundamentals. And then because you are attending the event, they are going to give you a voucher for you to write your exams. But exams based on your location, let's see. Sometimes now the dollar is running. There's a price. The exams are not free. You have to pay for that. So you need to pay for the exam. So you see, it's $99. But when I click here, because I'm Ghana, because you pay $55. As I said, yeah. So you pay $55. So Ghana, you pay $55. Yeah. So you pay $55, and then the voucher they will give you 50%. So 50% of this, then it means that you are going to pay around 25 or 27 something percent, which $26 or $27, and then you are going to write your exams, and then you get certified. So there's certification path. There is a lot, right? So if I go here and tell you the Agile certification path, right? Agile Easy on 900. right? They have AZ 900, and I think you have AZ 400, and all these things. So yeah, this ones. This is also the second one you can also take, right? There's a lot. I want to find a way where I get all the certifications, right? So there was a lot. I mean, I'll try to find all the certifications for you so that you'll be able to go. Right. Depends. We have AI, we have Windows servers, we have all of them, and based on what you want to do, we determine the kind of certification you should go for, right? Okay. So the Agile certifications. Let's see. So you see, Microsoft has all the materials for you to learn. You know, all these things are Agile, but the materials are here for you to. You can use .NET, and then these are containers and all that. But don't worry. I think I have a link. Let me see if I can get that. But I'll send the certification roadmap, right? I'll send the certification roadmap. So is there any question that we can go and ask? We have spent a lot of time already, right? Okay, please, I have an issue with my laptop. I have to go to the BIOS, enable virtual, but I forgot my password, so I'm unable to enable virtualization. Can this method help me to have a Linux without enable? Yes, 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 yes. I can't connect my Linux laptop. I should have connected that one and show you. You see, you can create. So if I want to create a virtual machine, you do the SSH, right? For that one, it's kind of you use the CLI command line and those things. So that's why I said it's very easy. When you go to the virtual machine, when you are creating a virtual machine, in that process, you will decide the image you want to use. So right now, the virtual machine. No, 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 no. You don't need computer science, right? You don't need to be. You see, let me tell you the story. We are here to learn. Let me see if my camera can come up. One story that I want to tell you is that the people you see, the tech giant that you see over there, they are not the people who started with computer science. They are people who started from somewhere. So I mean, and then they are now here. So you don't need to, I mean, read computer science. At the end of the day, maybe some of our colleagues are 4 years and all that, but they don't know anything. But it's a passion. So if you can study accounting, and at the end of the day, you find that you have passion for tech, agile, you can become a solution architect, right? So you can become a solution architect. You can become a DevOps guy. Let me see, agile. Let me see, agile. All right, agile. Let me see if I can get agile roadmap, right? I used to have that one on another lab. Okay, I don't have it here. Microsoft, there is agile roadmap that you can take, right? Okay, good. Let's see if this one is good. So with this one, you see that you don't need to. The agile is very easy. You see, this one we're not using coding stuff. So these are the certification that agile have. Yeah. So these are a list of the certification. You know what? You see, we have the AZ100, the fundamentals. We have the AI, Agile Administrator. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see better. Okay. So you see, we have all these things. These are the certificate, right, that you need from Microsoft Agile. So you can just go to the experts section, right? We have the solution architect. So if you don't have a background you can become a solution architect. The solution architect, what you do is that you architect a solution for people who want to come to Agile, companies that want to come to Agile, and there is a quite demand for cloud engineers because everybody is moving to the cloud right now. So these are the roadmap. It's quite easy. You need to take the AZ900 exams. And the exams in Ghana, when we talk of exams, people take it as a work up stuff. But it's not about the exam. It's about the knowledge you are going to get. Because if company employs you, you are going to use the knowledge, right? Yeah. So it doesn't matter, right? So I can do anything. Yes, you can do anything with the virtual machine. But as I said, you can install your software and everything, but that one is not free. The virtual machine you are running is not free. So you have to make sure how you are using it. So when you sign up for Agile, you first have $200, right? Free that you can use. So you need to know how you utilize the virtual machine, because it's not free. I get lost when you are showing the course and how to register, right? Okay, so when you see that someone's got lost, when you want to create Agile account, I already have account, so I can see Agile, right? When you click on Agile like this, when you open your browser, either Google or whatever, you can then go to Agile like this, right? This is the virtual machine running. Okay. Our virtual machine is still running. Okay. So you can click on that and then you create account. But I already have account, right? So what I did was just to log in. You see, I have two accounts. I mean, one for Microsoft and then one for my normal one. I used to add that one for staff. So, and I can use the Microsoft then Ambassador one to log into that job. It's very easy, and they have access to that. You see, someone said after the expiring date, them use the stuff on my cloud. No. Nobody have access to what you're doing on the cloud, right? So it's like you're using your local machine. Nobody has access to that. You are using it, right? So that's why you have to manage your password and everything. That's why when you're creating the virtual machine, they normally ask for your password and all these things. Yeah. So it's very simple. Yeah. You can get started. It's very simple. Yeah, with Microsoft Azure, it's quite simple. You just have to get the resource from Microsoft and then yeah. Okay. So when you see one thing that the cloud is not free, and then they charge you pay as you go. So pay as you go. When I was creating the virtual machine, see at the end of the day, I was charged. Like there was a session where I said that this is what they are going to charge every 1 hour, right? So the cloud basically is free, but it's not free. What I mean is that when you create everything is free, but they are going to charge you based on the usage. So if you're using a virtual machine, the usage, right? How you are using it, and that's why it's pay as you go. They are not going to say that we are giving you a virtual machine every month you pay $200, but in the month, how you are going to use your virtual machine, they're going to charge you based on that. So maybe the whole of the month you can use your virtual machine, and they will charge you $3. That's why you have to make sure on how you are using it, like the usage supposed to be something that you need to. You need to take it that one. You need to look at that one very, very, very careful, right? So because, yeah. So yeah, that is the answer. The thing is that when we talk of cloud computing, right? AWS is there, Microsoft Azure, Google's. None of them is better than others, right? None of them is better than others. But one thing about Microsoft Azure is that if I open AWS right now, I think I used to have accounts. I deleted AWS. The interface is not that familiar. Yes, because we have already used Windows. So you see, when you open Microsoft Azure, you see it's very easy. Right? So you see that the interface is quite, but all the services are good. But AWS is the most popular one, right? They have the market, but which Azure is the second, then Google is the third. But Azure is also taking over because Microsoft is trying to invest in with the AI functionalities and all that. So even with Azure, you can do the hybrid one where you have something running with AWS. You can connect them and all that. So none of them is better, right? But the point is that you have to make sure of what you want to do and which service are you going to use, right? So all the services you can get it from here. So I think my password is still here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm in AWS, right? If you guys can see, I'm here in AWS. So we are going to compare the interface. So see, this is the Azure Portal interface, right? So when you open the Azure Portal, this is what you see. But I'm trying to open AWS. This is the AWS interface. I think I was having some stuff running in there. Let me check if I did still run. So AWS is cool, but Azure is cool. You can use any of them. So you see that we see what we are seeing here. So in here, when we talk of S3, right? You are not going to even get it, right? So S3, E2, EC2. So EC2 instant. If somebody say that they are creating EC2 instant on AWS, you see, it doesn't, sound like, but if I say virtual machine, I think most of us know about virtual machine already. So the naming convention and then the interface, choose which one is easy for you to navigate, right? Because the Azure is very, very easy for you to navigate because they are making it look like Windows. Windows, as you compare Windows to Linux, Windows give you that interface where it's easy to, use it and all that. My network is not good, but this is, I think the initial interface was showing me. So here is the E2 instant. So if I talk of virtual machine, right? Here is a virtual machine, but in AWS it's EC2. You see the difference, right? But my network, we could have even created a virtual machine here and then connected it, right? Yeah. Which is the E2 instant. We are not talking about AWS though, so we are talking about Azure. So that is none of them is better, but it depends on what you want to do. But Microsoft Azure is very easy, and there's a lot of services in there that you can use. So none of them is better. Even under the hood, they are using both services. So at a point, Microsoft will use AWS services. At a point, AWS will use Microsoft services, right? So yeah, none of them is better than either. Yeah. So is there any question again? We can call it off. We have used 2 hours or something, or 1 hour 30 minutes. Yeah. So basically, let me show this right now. If you're here, you want to learn more about this stuff. I have a YouTube channel, which is CliffTech. I'm also on LinkedIn. You can contact me. I'm trying to show if my LinkedIn will show, but it's not showing as I want, but it's gonna show, right? Probably it's gonna show. So I'm here on LinkedIn. You can contact me or you can send me we talk about Microsoft Azure.net, anything related to Microsoft, and basically even a software. So this is me here. You can see me here, Isaiah Clifford Opoku here on LinkedIn, right? So you can always check me out and then we talk about this stuff, right? I also have a YouTube channel. So when you go to YouTube channel, I just started this YouTube channel. It's a small YouTube channel coming up. So I do have some Agile videos and .NET videos. I even recorded, some of them yesterday and all that. I'm yet to upload all of them, you see. Just that nowadays my network is not good. Yeah, so in here I have a YouTube channel called CliffTech, right? So I urge you guys to go and then subscribe that one for me. We have a lot of things coming in there for you guys. I think we learned this one 2 weeks ago. Right now I have a C# series going on where I'm teaching people C#. I also have how to create a virtual machine on Agile over there. So this is CliffTech. I think right now we have 106 subscribers or something. We just started, right? And so I think we started 2 weeks ago. Right. So you see, I need you guys' support to make this thing happen, right? So thank you for joining me. Yeah.
오늘 아침에 네 매니저한테 전화 왔더라. 너 기다리는데 안 나온다고? 설마 이자지 않는 거 아니죠? 너 조금도 없어도 나온다. 그놈 기다리는 거라고 해봐 진짜.
Someone is saying that they are waiting for gift.
상호가 아니야.
Right. You are waiting for a gift. Mm. It's a gift. Okay. So my brother will try to explain that one to you right now here, right? How that the linking premium work. Yeah. So you can take over.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I wanted to thank. It's remaining us about 4 minutes. I think I can see people talking about the gifts and the perks. Actually, I would have given those who deserved it, depending on the participation, depending on the comments, depending on the questions, immediately. But I am not the one who gives it. Come from Microsoft. I'm also a student like you guys. So what I do is what we do normally is what the events, the recording. We have a short application which we need to go through after this, and then we're going to get a feedback probably in like 3 to 4 days, and then within the space of a week maximum, I think the deserved participants from the event will have their perks. That is respective, maybe those who took the Xbox vouchers and those who chose the digital vouchers. So just be prepared. If you know you've done very, if you know you've been participating, just be prepared. I definitely took down like the details. I think probably it's about 10 to 15. So not everyone can have, but it's about 10 to 15. So at least more than two-thirds of those who attended will have them. Yeah. Any other question? Oh, yeah, you guys you can share your accounts to the messages so that we can follow one another and then probably learn from one another, connect with one another too. I think I'll be dropping mine. Let me drop mine. It's my LinkedIn.
Yeah, so Mike, yeah. So you can also drop yours. I mean, everybody can also drop. Let's follow each other over there. Yeah, LinkedIn Premium, bro. So yeah, you get it. The point is that we are going to rewatch the whole event. The event is being recorded, right? So what we normally do is that after this event, we need to send the event to Microsoft to give us the premium, and we will give it to you. So just exercise the patience. We'll get back to you, and we are going to rewatch the whole event and decide who is going to get that one. I mean, yeah. So don't worry. Let's pray for the best, right? To just that you need to exercise a little patience. And last question. Yes. So when your $200 credit expired and you have to they will deduct everything from your credit card, but we also have Microsoft setup stuff. When you get closer, we can talk about that based on what you want to start. If you want to start a setup, it's Microsoft setup stuff. We can help you to apply. When you get that, Microsoft is going to give you this Agile free and all that. So it's based on your usage, right? What you want to use it for. But basically, when your $2 expired, you are going to they are going to deduct most of the thing from your credit card. And then the thing is that you have some of the service free, right? So we can talk about that. We are going to, I think we have spent a lot of time already. Some of the services are there are free for you for the first 12 months. Yeah. So yeah. So I think
Okay.
I have.
I think we just have a minute left. I just want to thank you guys for making it. For those who were welcome, those who were not able. So we're rounding up. I think the time is almost the time is almost done. So we'll reach back to you. Probably I left my LinkedIn here in case anybody wants to connect with me and hit me up with any message. So I'm Blaze from Go and I'm a student at KNUST. I'll be leaving you guys right now. So thank you very much. We can all exit. We might have a next session in about 2 or 3 weeks to continue from where we ended. If you guys really loved it. Or you can just put a thumbs up or react at least to show that you're present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.